Mega Evolution is the most popular gimmick for a reason. I really love it myself, but I went back and looked at some of the most popular or famous megas, and a lot of them are just really disappointing. So we're going to fix them.
Alright, if no one is going to, I will. I'm going to say what nobody is thinking, and nobody is saying because nobody is thinking it. Mega Aggron is not a good physical wall. I know that goes against what its reputation is. I know the wall thing. But you know what? I'm going to be honest with you guys. That is Aggron propaganda, pure and simple. And you are not immune to propaganda. But I am. I'm the only one immune to it. So I'm here to speak the truth. Let's look at Aggron's competitive history. The highest tier that Aggron has ever been in is the UU tier with its Mega. Now, you can use him in the OU tier, but you can use anyone in that tier. He's not actually a reliable OU Mon, and you can tell he's not a reliable OU Mon because he's not OU. At first, he would seem like a great physical defensive wall. I mean, look at stats, 230 defense, 140 attack, that is just insane. It looks really crazy, so crazy it looks like a product of Gen 9. So let me unwash your brain from all the Aggron glaze you've heard. Why does he suck? Thank you for asking. Well, even though he has a great attack stat, he's meant to stay on the field and tank hits, basically. He's meant to be a fairly passive Pokemon, a stallmon, hence the wall thing. He's meant to wall Pokemon. And like most passive Pokemon meant to tank hits, like Blissey, Skarmory, and Clodsire, he needs recovery. And guess what he doesn't have? I'm gonna give you like 3 seconds. Recovery. He doesn't have recovery. If you didn't get the answer, then leave. So that's pretty great. He's also Zamazenta 1.0. And by that I mean he has really good defenses, but he doesn't have a pivotal move. Geomancy. I'm kidding. Body Press. And instead of Body Press, he runs Heavy Slam. Now you might think, well, actually, Steel is a good type. Well, first of all, offensively, Fighting is a better typing. And second of all, Heavy Slam has a damage cap of 120. Body Press does not. Second of all, his ability. Filter. Unpopular opinion, I'm not sure actually. Filter is low-key kind of buns. It sucks. But just don't really talk about it. Partly because it's not a popular ability to have. But tanking 3/4 of an attack instead of the full damage is low-key mid. Like, don't get me wrong, it's no slow start or anything, but it just really is not helping him. Here's the thing about defensive Pokemon. They also need a good defensive typing. But Jukes, you might be thinking, Steel is a good typing. Okay, you know what? Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in. I'm going to put my stall hat on and explain to you what makes a good defensive Pokemon typing-wise. Alright, I have my hat on. First of all, it has to tank what side it's trying to tank hits from. For example, Alomomola is a great bulky water type because its only weaknesses are electric and grass. 2 especially offensive typings, more or less. Aggron is a physical wall, and 2 out of its 3 weaknesses are far more physically oriented, so that's not great. Also, here's the thing, when it comes to defensive Pokemons like Slowbro, Skarmory, and Corviknight, sometimes they really rely on items like Leftovers and Rocky Helmet, because they need that longevity. That's why a lot of the best defensive Mons aren't Megas, because they need to hold an extra item. Unlike some of the best offensive Mons, with some exceptions like the Diamond Eater over there. Okay, I can put my stall hat back off. So since Mega Aggron has a lot of things going for it, what do? We switch things around. It's makeover time. I'm going to give him more of an offensive twist. His dex entry talks about how combative he is, so I'm going to give him a Fighting Steel typing. Next, I'm going to give him Body Press, assuming that this would be an impish Mega Aggron. Using the formula of Body Press, which is the same formula for normal attacks, just replace attack and defense, we know that the damage output for Body Press would be 205 to 241, because there are obviously variables, attacks never do the same amount. It would be a much higher damage output than Heavy Slam, like I said, because Heavy Slam has a cap, Body Press doesn't. But anyways, something I would like to add in addition is a recovery move, like Recover, because I'm not that creative. Anyways, in addition to that, I think that Intimidate would just be a really good ability for that. Again, it fits with its lore, which I don't really care about lore, but there's always some annoying geniuses in the comment section going like, actually, lore-wise, I don't really care about lore because I'm a heartless competitive player who has lost the childlike wonder that got me interested in Pokemon in the first place. But I get it. I'll try to think about lore when I'm making these videos more. Overall, I feel like offensive Aggron would be better because it would still have the good defensive prowess, but now it has a better attacking move and recovery. It would fit better on teams and doesn't have to be that passive anymore. Think Great Tusk. It's a Pokemon that is used offensively, but defensively has a lot of good potential because of its high stats. I think Aggron could be very similar to that, but also it would have an even better defensive typing. I thought about giving it another defensive typing, like ground steel so that it could also be immune to electric type moves, specifically Volt Switch, but I also feel like that's redundant because that's just Steelix, and I wanted to make him a bit more different. Next is my favorite stoner, Mega Sceptile, which, fun fact, was my very first shiny that I got on Pokemon Go. I don't play Pokemon Go anymore because I eventually want to lose my virginity. I love Sceptile a lot, and Mega Sceptile is a definition of what is essentially lost potential, so we have a lot in common. At first glance, he seems great. High speed, high attack stat, high physical attack stat. That's kind of weird. I mean, he's a special attacker or whatever. Great move pool with moves like the hidden powers. Okay. And energy ball. Oh, sure. And this move pool, it kind of sucks actually. Well, you know what? That's okay because he actually has a super cool, super awesome, and totally useful ability in Lightning Rod. What does that do? That's a cool name. I wonder what it raises. Maybe it raises attack and speed or something. It draws electric type moves to the Pokemon, so it's a doubles only ability. This guy sucks. Seriously, this guy feels like a middle child. Blaziken was already an Uber and has speed boost and a cool Mega. Swampert was an OU Titan in Gen 3 and Gen 4 and got Swift Swim with its Mega, is an icon of rain teams. And Sceptile is a half-baked, half-as-good poor excuse for a superior knockoff without what makes superior great. It was not its year, actually. Actually, it's never been its year. It's never been good. Which, I mean, it's a grass type, so really it was set up for failure anyways. Anyways, I can bully him more after. I already told you what was wrong with it. Bad move pool, questionable the more you look at it. Stats, kind of not that good because of a distribution and a useless ability. So once again, never send Nintendo to do the work of an agoraphobic stall failure. So I'll have to fix it. First off, we'll take 60 points off physical attack. I hate it when Nintendo gives an attacker clearly leaning towards one end of the spectrum an unnecessary high attack stat that it doesn't use because it's just a waste of points. Why not put it why it matters? Sheesh, Nintendo, it's like you don't specifically min-max every single Pokemon for competitive play. God. So we're going to improve the only two stats that really matter. We're going to give him a boost in 30 in its special attack and 30 in speed for 175 in both stats. We're going to be taking those 60 points from its physical attack stat to really min-max it because it's not using its physical attack stat, so whatever. And if you haven't noticed, we're leaning a lot more towards the glass cannon spectrum because that's kind of the vibe that it has anyways. A lot like Blaziken, since I feel like that's what they were intending. And I feel like this makes sense because both Blaziken and Swampert were physical attackers more or less. Swampert having moves like Earthquake and Waterfall, and Blaziken having high jump kick and whatever he uses, I don't know. So yeah, we really do need a special attacker here. Next is move pool. What is an all-out attacker without good moves? The answer is nothing. Mega Sceptile is nothing. And Mega Sceptile needs good moves. So I'm offering Volt Switch, which is just the best electric type move obviously. Draco Meteor, because it's something I haven't mentioned, it's a dragon typing, and Grass and Dragon has such amazing potential to be a great offensive typing. However, he has bad moves, so we're fixing that. Instead of the usual Dragon Pulse that he uses, we're using Draco Meteor. I understand Dragon Pulse isn't that bad, but again, we're looking for an all-out attacker, and Draco Meteor is just such a great stat move, and Volt Switch would help it switch out fast after using Draco Meteor. After that, we're going to give him Ice Beam, Flamethrower, and Moonblast. These are all really great offensive moves that I think would really benefit from it. If it's going to be an all-out attacker, then give it good attacks. You would think it's a given. Anyways, yeah, I did forget one move, which is Solar Beam, which would pair really well with the new ability I would give it, Drought. I feel like this would also make it work better on Sun teams, and it would really make its Solar Beam super powerful. It's what it's missing. It would genuinely make it stand out against other grass types like Serperior, for example, who is also a fast special attacker. Besides that, I don't really think we need to change anything else. We don't really need it to be particularly bulky, but it can be useful. Think about a Pokemon like Charizard Y, for example. It's a bit on the frailer side, but it takes advantage of its own sun, so now its teammates can benefit from it. I don't mean to make a copy of Mega Charizard Y. I think that it's still fairly different with the attacks that I give it, and obviously its typing. So I think it checks out personally. The only other thing I would change is it's shiny, but that's just me being annoying. I guess the whole video is me being annoying. Anyways, the next bit is for a Pokemon that is really disliked, which is kind of sad. It's Mega Audino. Mega Audino got a lot of hate. Part of the reason that it got a lot of hate wasn't even the Mega itself, it was the fact that it got a Mega in the first place. And by that I mean, for example, other Pokemon would have loved to have that Mega, like Flygon for example, and it doesn't help that Flygon is a fan favorite that was going to get a Mega, but apparently they didn't give him one because they had like art block or something, which is such a terrible excuse, but that's not the point. So a lot of people were mad that Audino, the Gen 5 Chansey knockoff, got a Mega. And you know what? I would never hate on a girl. You'll never find me hating on a girl. Ever, ever.
I hate it, stupid, I hate it, I hate it, I'm killing this thing, I'm gonna kill it, I'm gonna kill it, I'm gonna kill it, I'm gonna kill it, it's going to die, I'm going to kill it, I'm gonna kill it, I'm killing this thing, I'm going to kill it, I hate it so much, I hate it, I'm gonna die, it should kill itself.
I love her little Nycor Lolita looking dress. So from one girl that truly never lived up to her potential to another, I will help Audino, okay? And we're actually going to stick to the defensive version of her because we've done a lot of all-out attackers. So Audino has actually a really amazing defensive base. It's actually such a good base that it's impressive how bad Nintendo managed to mess it up. Like, they really disappointed. Maybe me and Nintendo do have something in common. But anyways, as weird as normal typing may look combined with the fairy typing, it's pretty good because it gives it an extra immunity to Ghost, so that's pretty great, especially given how relevant Ghost types are right now with Pokemon like Dragapult running around. Also, like Mega Sceptile, it has an ability that is only good in VGC. Its ability is Healer. I'm not gonna go over what it does because I don't care and it's VGC exclusive. But anyways, you know who does have a good defensive ability? Audino. And by that I mean its base form. It has Regenerator, which is the ultimate stall ability, which means that, for example, like the Mega that the Lottie's got, we're going to keep the ability that its base form has so that it's actually good in singles. Besides that, we're going to give it reliable recovery in Recover, although Soft Boil could also work. Anyways, besides that, it already has 2 good moves in Wish and Protect. That is a very annoying combo that has been run by very annoying Pokemon like Jirachi and Blissey and Chansey in the past. So this would still be good. Stat-wise, it's extremely bulky both ways, and normal Fairy is actually one of those rare defensive typings that can go both ways, on the physical side or on the special side, unlike Mega Aggron's typing. So really, we don't really need to change anything. The only new thing that we need is Moonblast instead of Dazzling Gleam because of its higher base power. And then Will-O-Wisp for some extra stall potential there to cripple physical attackers. And voila, she is done. I am so proud of her, from one stall girl failure to another. She is beautiful now, ready to annoy her opponents. And besides that, we don't really need anything else. It has a good ability, good stats, and any move that it needs, plus secret defensive typing. That's it for now for bad Megas. If I'm gonna be honest, even though Megas is one of the most liked gimmick, a lot of the Megas were a little bit disappointing, and I mean, that makes sense. Not everyone plays competitive, and obviously these were geared more towards VGC. I had a lot of fun making them. So tell me if you would like me to do more or anything that you found wrong in this video. Bye bye!